Greetings Internet, and welcome back for the next Mac and Cheetos video. Now, I know this took a little bit of a while, but there's a reason for that. As I stated before, these things were selling off the shelves pretty quickly. They still had the cheesy jalapeno flavored for the longest time. But I could not get my hands on the Flamin' Hot, which was the hardest little jerk to find. But I was able to get the bold and cheesy like within a week of getting the cheesy jalapeno stuff. So, without further ado, I present to you the trifecta of Cheetos mac and cheese. Oh. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you don't understand the undertaking that went into making this video happen. I kind of explained it. We found this one first, as I showed you in my last video. And then we found this one. I only picked this one up after this one because, well, I didn't want to risk eating this so soon. And I didn't want to do that unless I knew for sure I was going to make this video. But then I finally got in my head that yes, I was going to make this video, so I tracked down a box of this. And at that point in time, these were all sold out. And it took me almost a month, people, to get a friggin' box of macaroni and cheese. Think about that. But I found it. And by the grace of all that is nice in the world, it had basically been just freshly stocked, apparently. So I got in there, yoink, snagged that little bad boy off the shelf, and now here we are after all this time. I bring to you bold and cheesy jalapeno, and for the first time in this house, flamin' hot. So, as I stated in my last video, and I'll probably put the clip right about here, I was thinking to myself, if I'm doing this video, maybe I should also do an accompanying video of all three of the stovetop mac and cheeses. And as stated previously, there might be a follow-up video in the future. We shall have to wait and see. Because if these taste good, this stuff's got to taste even better, right? We shall see. So, as my past self said, this was something that I might do. And now that they're all 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here together, let's make some Cheetos.
It ain't easy being cheesy.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we are in the state-of-the-art Oxleymations cookery, and as stated before, we're going to be making this stuff. Now again, as I stated in the last video, we are not sponsored in any way, shape, or form by Cheetos or Frito-Lay or any of those companies. We're just doing this for your entertainment. Now then, with that said, I'm going to show you how to prepare one of these because I've looked over the backs of each of these boxes and they all have basically the same cooking instructions, as you can probably see from this image, if the camera is clear enough. So, with that said, ladies and gents, you'll want to start off with getting yourself some butter, which thankfully we keep some right here on top of the microwave for just such emergencies. Then you'll want to get yourself 6 cups of water. And so, I shall do that right now. And we are using a 1 cup measuring cup, so this is going to take a few trips. Be right back. I want to use filtered water if you can get it, especially if you live in a place like we do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and at long last, 6. I don't understand understand why we need 6 cups of water, but better safe than sorry to go by the directions, considering this is the first time that I'm making this. Next, I'm going to need a 1/4 cup of milk. So, you'll have to pardon me for a moment, audience. Things are about to get shaky because I put the camera right in front of our refrigerator like an idiot. Be right back. I am victorious. I have returned victorious. Now we're going to need a 1/4 cup of milk. I don't know if we're going to need that right off the bat. I doubt it. So I'm just going to have this on standby. It's about a 1/2 cup. Pour some of that back, because I'm cool like that. A little more. Good enough. Pardon me, ladies and gentlemen, I gotta squeeze past you and put the milk back. Just gotta go. And no, don't worry, ladies and gents. Don't move. I got it. I got it. Okay, we're good. Now, let's see. So we'll start with the cooking portion. Boil at least 6 cups of water. You told me over there that it was 6 cups exactly. So boil at least 6 cups of water on high or on medium, on high in a medium saucepan. My bad, folks. So we're gonna go ahead and try and remember which one of these knobs does what. I got the right one on the first try. Hooray for me. Alright, and it says to boil that on high. Okay, so while we're waiting for that to boil, and we'll want to cook this stuff for 7 minutes. Or until tender, stirring occasionally. Then we will want to drain the pasta, do not rinse, and return it to the pan. And then we'll add the 2 tablespoons of butter and the 1/4 cup of milk and the seasoning, and we'll mix well and serve it warm. So ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Because we're about to have ourselves a good old-fashioned jump cut. Ready, steady, go. Ta-da! Okay. So I called y'all back to the reality. I called you back just at the point when the water is right about at a rolling boil. So the reason I called you back so early is so that we could go over the instructions again. So of course we're at the boiled water step. Okay, so next we're going to be stirring in the pasta, but before we do that, you want to make sure you take out the cheese sauce packet. Common sense thing, but you never know. There might be a person out there who's like, dumps the whole thing in there without checking, and then they gotta dip their hands in the boiling water to try and salvage what they're doing. Ooh, that is nice and warm. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Shazam! Okay, now I need to get a stirring implement because I was silly and forgot to grab one. Aha! Now, if I read that correctly and I'm remembering correctly, I need to let that cook for 7 minutes. Oh, no. It's supposed to be the oven timer. There we go. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So how y'all doing today? Having a nice day, you go for a walk or something, you go for a bike ride. Personally, I haven't done much of anything. I cleaned up the house, like the good little person that I am. What am I talking about little? I'm over 6 feet tall. I'm an idiot. Okay. So I'm gonna bring the camera over and let y'all get a nice little close-up shot of the boiling water, and we're gonna time-lapse this thing. Are you ready? Are you steady? So let's go. Whoop. Stretch the legs out like that and point the camera like so. Zoom on in. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Have fun staring at boiling water for the next couple of seconds. And time lapse.
Five, four, three, two, one.
Beep. Alright everyone, now according to the directions, do not drain the pasta, rinse and return to the pan. Oh no, do not drain the pasta, do not rinse and then return it to the pan. So I'm going to turn off the heat, and since we're done with that portion of the video, I'm going to regretfully have to put y'all back where you came from, so come on with me. Going on a journey from here to over there. Hello. My eyes are up here, ladies and gentlemen. There you are. Okay. Need to go up a little bit further and not turn the camera that way. Okay, there we go. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. So next, I'm going to step over there and drain this real quick. Be right back. And I thought I'd show off real quick our little itty bitty little strainer. Ow, do, hot water on the finger. Ow, ow, ow. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, take a look at that, why don't you? Nice steamy noodles that now get to be put back in the pot. And I didn't lose any noodles this time. Yeah. Okay. So next, we're going to get ourselves the 2 tablespoons of butter. Okay. So, if I'm not mistaken, this right here should be about 2 tablespoons worth of butter. So we go, yeah, knock that in there. Then we add the milk. Step out of my own way here real quick. Get that butter nice and well incorporated in there. And I think I'm actually going to add the cheese sauce next, and then the milk. I thought I was going to be able to tear this. Hold on, I need the scissors. They're right behind you, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, thank you very much for holding. Still, I can't hold things today. Alright, scissors. And chop. And now the scissors won't let go of me. Okay, ladies and gents, here we go. Cheese sauce. I'm gonna go sugar. Ooh, that's like the brightest friggin' neon orange I've seen outside of a bag of Cheetos. Okay, so mix it up. Ooh, it smells like you just freshly opened a bag of Cheetos. Alright, now we add the milk. I think we might need another time lapse here, folks. Just bear with me. Got a lot of lumps. Don't you hate it when you're making mac and cheese and you get those big old lumps that just won't go away? On the bright side, it smells fantastic. Now, in case y'all were wondering why I have multiple bowls over to the side, that's because I'm going to make all three of these not at the same time, one right after the other, and I'll be tasting each after they're all done. Similar with what I did with the little mac and cheese microwavable bowls. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Not seeing any more clumps. So next, oop, there's one more clump left. So you can see how just neon orange, so you can see just how neon orange that stuff is. Take a look at that right there. Amazing. Okay. So now we transfer this into a little bowl, or in this case, not so little. Ooh. Okay, apparently these boxes are only single serving, it looks like. And I dropped a noodle on the floor from the spoon. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, bowl number 1. And then this shall go into the microwave for safekeeping. But as I make the other couple of boxes, and don't worry, I'm not going to subject you to the same nonsense twice, 3 times. I'm going to just jump cut over to the table after these are all said and done. So, be back in a moment, folks. Alright, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Now, are you guys ready to see a fun little magic trick I've come up with? Here we go. Don't blink. Shakazim!
Toit, toit, toit.
Ha! Ta-da! Whew! Takes a lot out of you. Okay, so next I'm going to have my assistant, who's been working the camera, grab for me a fork out of the drawer, please. Out of the strainer, I mean. We've got a couple forks that we've been keeping on hand in the dish strainer, because as y'all heard the last time, that the silverware drawer over there squeaks like no one's business. Thank you, mysterious floating hand. Okay. Also, could you grab me those 2 green bowls over there? So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, now that I've been bowled over by our camera person. First, I'm going to put these off to the sides. And now, we're going to dig in. Which do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Which one should it be? I don't know about you, but I'm feeling it for this middle bowl right here. So let's give this a taste, shall we? Now you'll have to pardon, these have congealed a little bit because I made this one first, obviously. I made that one second, and this one just came out, so this is going to look the best on camera. To your health. Okay. Now, I don't want to set the bar too high yet because this is the first one. But this is miles better in comparison to its cup noodle counterpart. This, I really like this so far. And yes, I know I've only had 1 bite, but sometimes 1 bite is all you need. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, got 2 left. Got 2 more bowls remaining. Do you think I should go flamin' hot and get it over with? Or do you think I should go with cheesy jalapeno and try that one next? I'm thinking I'm gonna go with this one and get it over with. And before I do, I have to show you all. Look at how red those noodles are. It's like they're made out of pure ketchup or tomato or something. Well, again, ladies and gentlemen, to your health. I really hope this tastes better than the cup noodles. See this? You see this? be better than this. You be better than this. Okay. Okay. It's a good sign. It's a good sign. Now, y'all remember how I said in the last video that this was all heat and no substance? This is actually good. I mean, my mouth is still on fire, obviously, but this stuff is actually good. It's got a little bit of that tang like the Jalapeno Cheddar ones over here. And you can actually kind of taste the Doritos cheese. Normally I don't do this when it comes to something like this, but I'm giving this one another bite. It tastes like burning, but in a good way. Oh, this is everything that I wanted this to be. Okay. Now, if I've made one mistake, it's that I did not think ahead and get myself a palate cleanser. So, kind assistant behind the camera, could you get me a glass of milk? That shall be my palate cleanser and help to deal with the burning. I might have to do a little cut here, folks, because I don't think y'all just want to sit here watching me go while I wait for a glass of milk. So, be right back. Ah, thank you, my helpful disembodied hand. So then, pardon? Oh, that's better. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so you've seen my verdict on this. Well, not my verdict. You've seen how I felt about this and how I felt about this. Now, let's test out the Jalapeno Cheddar ones. Now, as you may recall, before I even dig into this, as you may recall, this was the pecking order last time. This one was the one I liked the best. This one was the mid-range, and that one was the weak sauce. So let's see if they still match up, if they still pair up. Will jalapeno still reign supreme, or will it fall back behind the flamin' hot? To your health. Okay, now, I'm not sure if it's because I had the flamin' hot first and then came over to this. This doesn't seem to have the same amount of heat that the cup version had. But again, that could be because, you know, the pain receptors in my tongue have kind of numbed themselves against that one. Regardless, this one still has that jalapeno flavor to it. It's got a little bit of a kick. I can kind of feel it in the parts of my tongue that didn't get, you know, done in by that one. And one more spoonful. Spoonful. Forkful. So here's the pecking order this time. Now this might be a bit of a shock to y'all, but our mid-range has fallen down. Changed up that stoplight formation. For this video, for this follow-up to the cup video, I'm still going with the jalapeno cheddar one, cheesy jalapeno, my bad, as being my favorite flavor, just because I like that jalapeno flavor and the kick. This one has stepped up its game considerably compared to the last one. This one actually tastes like a flamin' hot Cheeto in noodle form. I think it's the butter that really helped bring out the flavor in all three of these, and it wasn't just, you know, water and microwave radiation or whatever. But this one far supersedes its microwave cousin. And this one, it's better than this one. Obviously better. But on the whole, it's still only okay. And this time, as an added bonus surprise round, we're going to do mix-ins. In this bowl, we're going to combine some of the regular plain Jane bold and cheesy with some of the Flamin' Hot, and then in this bowl we're going to mix some of the jalapeno cheddar with the Flamin' Hot, if I can get some on the fork, there we go, and some of the bold and cheesy. I know I did this last time, but I want to see if this stuff is going to mix together any differently than the other stuff did. Making sure those sauces get very nice and incorporated and mixed together. Alright, so here we go. Flamin' Hot and bold and cheesy. Will it still taste like the cheesy jalapeno without the jalapeno? Here we go. There's the heat. I'll be honest, this time the flavor hasn't really changed. Because this one, like I said like twice or three times now, actually tastes like this with the heat of that. So this flavor combination is okay. Now let's try all three together. Let y'all get a nice close shot of that before I drop them on the floor. And so, in they go. Okay, this flavor, what's the word for it? The umami of all three of these mixed together is actually pretty good. Just like last time, you get the flavor of this one and you get the jalapeno flavor. You get the heat of this one, although if I remember correctly, last time I said I wouldn't recommend mixing all three of them together. I still don't. But this tastes better than this combination did. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so with that, I give you my verdict. I go with the bootleg traffic light formation. We got the cheesy jalapeno, still a front runner. We've got the Flamin' Hot, which actually jumped up a spot in the polls. And then we have the bold and cheesy, which is, it's okay. It's not the greatest, but it gets the job done. Now I suggest if you're not a fan of heat, go for the bold and cheesy. It's a nice safe bet. You're not going to burn your tongue. You're not going to be sitting there coughing on the spice. But if you like jalapeno poppers, go for that cheesy jalapeno. That stuff is fantastic. And well, if you just like heat and cheese, or if you're just a fan of Flaming Hot Cheetos, dig right into the Flamin' Hot. But I personally recommend cheesy jalapeno. And with that said, ladies, gentlemen, and all other configurations of being, fine. This has been Oxleymations saying, cowabunga, and eat your greens. Later.